of fertilizer distribution centers across the country.
Our partnership with county governments has provided last-mile delivery of fertilizer to farmers and will be complemented with the opening of more than 50 distribution centers across the country. We will do more if the need arises. I am asking our county governments to work with us, to work with the National Cereals and Produce Board in opening additional centers.
The government intends to set aside 10 billion shillings for increasing seasonal crop lending budget in the Agricultural Finance Corporation to farmers, up from 2 billion shillings. The government also intends to boost mechanization in agriculture through cooperation with county governments and private entities that is set to begin with the availing of 10,000 tractors for farming. President Ruto has also said that government will meet half the cost of maize drying for farmers by distributing 100 dryers to counties.
We are increasing the budget, again as an intervention, for the Agricultural Finance Corporation for seasonal crop lending from 2 billion shillings to 10 billion to facilitate affordable credit that will be available to our farmers. The credit will be provided at single-digit rates to further reduce our cost of production and enhance the productivity of our farmers.
With the government aiming to boost food production, President William Ruto now wants farmers to increase the amount of fertilizer used per acre of land. Joseph KEES, KUTV. Now moving on, Environment Cabinet Secretary Soipan Tuya and her water and sanitation counterpart Alice Wahome today appeared before senators to answer questions concerning their ministerial performance. CS Tuya explained that there are plans put in place to ensure that action is taken against water polluters as a way of restoring Kenya's ecosystem. CS Wahome on her side explained that the government has a plan to build 100 dams to boost water harvesting.
The Cabinet Secretary for Environment, Soipan Tuya, was the first to appear before the Senate this morning to answer questions regarding the performance of her ministry. CS Tuya was put on the spot of a mega infrastructure construction and how the government is ensuring that projects do not interfere with the forest ecosystem.
The okaying of such a project. Some of the conditions laid out by the Kenya Forest Service, which is the due process, is that these conditions, which are in the form of mitigation, so that as we allow for construction works to go on within protected areas, then we must also ensure that the environmental conservation aspect is not lost. And one of the conditions was the proponent to avoid any unnecessary clearing of trees at the intake site during the construction, the trenching of pipeline laying to be aligned along existing wayleave.
Additionally, CS Tuya was faced with the questions on the measures that the government is taking to ensure that rivers are cleaned, where she highlighted that her ministry has a plan to ensure that water polluters are dealt with effectively, calling on counties to adopt sustainable waste management plan.
Regional Kenya, and therefore the strategy has targets for schools, targets for our county governments, targets for each and every ministry, department and agency of government, and even targets for the private sector in this country, because that is the approach that this must take for it to succeed. And when I say targets, Honorable Speaker, we have a strategy that goes up to the numbers that we expect of each and every stakeholder to undertake in realizing this. Schools included. Schools is just a part of it.
Tuya also emphasized on President Ruto's government agenda of planting 15 billion trees, where she said that primary schools and secondary schools will play a major role in ensuring that this goal is achieved, adding that job opportunities will be available for the young people.
We are doing about water harvesting, particularly giving attention to the flooding and the loss of rainwater when we get heavy rains, considering that we are a water scarce country. Honorable Speaker, we have a huge program of building 100 mega dams, bulk water storage. That program is targeted at various rivers within our country and varies. Majority.
Water and Sanitation CS Alice Wahome on her side had to explain how her ministry is putting up measures for water harvesting, where she highlighted the government's plan to build 100 dams across the country, stressing that 33 dams have already commenced construction. This tradition of questioning cabinet ministers is in line with President Ruto's directive to ensure that ministries account for their activities. Edward Nyamo, KUTV.
And now to some matters education. The Presidential Working Party on Education Reforms in its latest report has made recommendations that are set to change the education sector. The report, which has already been handed over to President William Ruto, seeks to introduce mandatory community service, scrub some CBC subjects to reduce teacher and pupil workload, and merge underperforming universities, among others. Our reporter Ruth Wanjiru breaks down the key recommendations made in that report.
The Presidential Working Party on Education Reforms presented its latest report to the President, a report that, if implemented, will change the outlook of the entire education sector. The party recommends that the competency-based curriculum CBC should continue being implemented, but with modifications. For status, to reduce the workload of both teachers and students, the party recommends that the number of learning areas should be reduced from 14 to 9 in junior secondary, that is grade 7 to 9, from 12 to 8 subjects in upper primary, that is grade 4 to 8, and 7 subjects in senior school. In terms of assessment, the party recommends that assessment be done in grade 6, 9, and 12. In grade 6, assessment will be school-based and will focus on the progress and feedback of the student. In grade 9, which is junior school, 20% will be from the Kenya Primary School Education Assessment KPSEA. Another 20% will be school-based and a summative evaluation of 60%. In grade 12, which is senior school, the national examination will take 70%, while 30% will be school-based and an additional mandatory community service learning. Other recommendations include the abolishing of categorization of schools, which at the moment are categorized into national, extra-county, county, and sub-county schools. According to the party, schools should be categorized based on career pathways. They recommend 3 pathways, which include STEM, that is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, social sciences, arts, and sports science. The party has also recommended the reintroduction of 1-year mandatory community service. According to the report, students graduating from senior school will be required to undertake an initial 3 months community service in their home county before joining a tertiary institution. After graduating from universities, they will also be required to undertake another 9 months community service to be allowed into the job market. Among other recommendations include the exclusion of the Public Service Commission when recruiting university heads, and also appointment of deans in tertiary institutions rather than elections. If the report is implemented, the Education Quality Assurance will be moved from the Teacher Service Commission TSC to the Ministry of Education. Graduate teachers will also be required to undergo a 1-year internship before employment. The task force collected data from the public both physically and digitally and listened to stakeholders' views in town hall meetings at the county level to complete and compile the report. Ruth Wanjiru for KU TV.
All right, that story by Ruth Wanjiru takes us on a first break tonight. We still have plenty more ahead, including a story on the suspension of the famous world coin. That and more in a short while. Let us first take a break.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Lola is an app that gives you a chance to watch videos, listen to audios, and read articles wherever you are for free. Motivational stories, dramas, campus life, technology, lifestyle, adventure, sports, academics, jobs, entertainment, and more. Download Lola now on Play Store. All you need, you got Lola.
Mouth cleaning is a part of oral hygiene, which entails various processes such as brushing your teeth at home or also teeth cleaning by a dental hygienist.
It's removing dental plaque that has accumulated on your teeth. This dental is that accumulation of a thin layer that over time calcifies, brings about what we call tartar in layman's language. Professionally, we call it calculus and all that. It calcifies, causes gum issues, it causes gingivitis, which is bleeding gums, mobility of tooth.
We're coming to you from Bright Smile Center, where they keep your smiles bright all day, every day.
Kutoka kuwa jamii ya kuhamahama na sasa kujumuisha kilimo katika mitindo yao ya maisha. Kwenye toleo la kaunti ya Narok, hii ni Boresha Kilimo, kwani afya bora ni kilimo bora. Kwani kilimo ndicho huboresha maisha.
All right, welcome back to the broadcast. Let us continue. And Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has today reiterated President William Ruto's yesterday Riot Act as he hosted key government stakeholders meeting at Serena Hotel, where he highly condemned the silo mentality culture, which involves unwillingness to teamwork and instead embrace problem-solving culture, as Lynette Minor reports.
Just a day after President William Ruto read a Riot Act to senior government officials, Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has to pass on the heat to chairpersons and vice chairpersons of the 5 sectors of the National Development Implementation Committee at Serena Hotel today. In order to perform according to the government's 5 years contract with Kenyans, Musalia Mudavadi has highly condemned the culture of silo mentality, which involves unwillingness to work as a team.
The culture of the silo mentality in the public service must end. Some interesting developments are arising where departments within one ministry are not talking to each other. You're in the same ministry. There has been no internal consultation. So the same piece of legislation is being proposed for amendment, and no harmony has taken place amongst themselves. Now that can be very dangerous.
Regarding the yet to be fulfilled multiple Kenya Kwanza campaign promises, Mudavadi has called on the official support in ensuring implementation of bottom-up economic transformation agenda targets.
As senior ranks of the executive, it is your duty to ensure that the whole of government approach is embedded in the operations of your committees and that you identify key priority projects, programs and policies and align them to the bottom-up economic transformation agenda.
Mudavadi, who is also the chairman of the National Development Implementation Committee, has emphasized on the officials to eliminate promotion problems, saying,
you find the inspectorate has been having somebody acting for 7 years. You know, and I'm sure you'll find them in your own. Now, is it motivation? Is it injustice? Or is it design?
The 5 sectoral working groups of the NDIC, which include finance and production economy, infrastructure, land and natural resources, social sectors, and governance and public administration subcommittees, is mandated to supervise implementation of national government development projects, programs and policies across board, with key support from the Government Delivery Services Department. Lynette Maina, KUTV.
Now, Kenyatta University will be hosting the 5th Africa History Education International Conference. According to Kenyatta University Vice Chancellor Professor Paul Wainaina, history as a subject is prominent in Kenyatta University, and he has called upon upcoming researchers to have a profound impact on history education and its future. The event, which will run for 3 days, will include panel sessions to understand history as a subject, with keynote speakers addressing on ways to enhance the teaching and learning of history and how it can be impactful to the society.
Throughout the course of this event, we will have the privilege of engaging with the distinguished keynote speakers, attending these thought-provoking panels, and participating in the interactive workshops and all the discussion that we are going to have. Together, we will explore ways to enhance the teaching and learning of history, to inspire our students, and to equip them with the knowledge and skills they need to navigate the complexity of the world. Moreover, this conference is a testimony to the university's commitment and dedication to her vision to be a dynamic, an inclusive, and a competitive center of excellence in teaching, learning, research, and service to community. Throughout the course of this event, we will have the privilege of engaging with the distinguished keynote speakers, attending these thought-provoking panels, and participating in the interactive workshops and all the discussion that we are going to have. Together, we will explore ways to enhance the teaching and learning of history, to inspire our students, and to equip them with the knowledge and skills they need to navigate the complexity of the world. Moreover, this conference is a testimony to the university's commitment and dedication to her vision to be a dynamic, an inclusive, and a competitive center of excellence in teaching, learning, research, and service to community.
And on sports, Nakuru County will play host to the 3rd edition of Prince Law 7, set to return this weekend after a 2-week break to pave way for the World Rugby Under-20 Trophy. The upcoming national circuit will feature 16 teams, including defending champions Cabras Sugar. The Driftwood Sevens champions will take on Kisumu RFC before rubbing shoulders with Homeboys and Western Bull in Pool A, while Menengai Oilers will be up against Nondi's, Nakuru RFC and Catholic Monks. All right, that brings us to the end of our bulletin tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Our sign language interpreter has been Sami Okello and not Jacob Okello. My name is Joseph Kess. Until we meet again next time, enjoy the rest of your week and have a good night.